Hey, good evening. This is Joe. I just want to let you know that this is not an actual vlog, video log. I don't vlog on this channel typically, but today I felt like I would just, what the heck, I will do a vlog. So here we are. Well, it's a nice evening, a little breezy, partly cloudy. I have not been outside much at all in the last 2 days, which is a shame because I spend so much time indoors at my job that I need to really spend more time outdoors, but I've been working on these projects at home. I have this book by Daniel Ellsberg called The Doomsday Machine, Confessions of a Nuclear War Planner. You guys might remember Daniel Ellsberg from the guy that released the Pentagon Papers back in the Watergate era. Well, the Pentagon Papers was a side interest of Daniel Ellsberg. His primary interest was this, and it never got released until 2017. His whole point was he wasn't really interested in the politics of the Republican and Democratic Party as much as he was in the whole workings, the inner workings of the military-industrial complex as it pertains to the nuclear weapons field back in the height of the Cold War. That was what he was interested in, and only now has it been released, and I'm really excited to read this book. Okay, one other thing I need to talk about. I got a coffee cup here. This is what we call concealed carry. I'm not talking about stuffing a firearm under your belt, tucking your shirt in or whatever. Now I'm talking about putting some red wine in a coffee cup, and then you can walk around the house. I know when you know you're drinking wine. That's concealed carry. Now, if this was an actual vlog, there would be certain criteria that it would have to meet. It would have to have rapid jump cuts, abrupt edits. It would have to have really snazzy music with a really strong upbeat. It would have to have slow-mo. It would have to have aerial drone footage, different POVs, skateboard footage. But I've been shooting video for 30 years or more, long before there was a YouTube, and I really enjoy actually the modern aesthetic of vlogging, but I've developed my own video style decades ago, and it's usually a lot more sedate and a lot more gentle of edits than what you typically see in some of the more well-known vlogs. And that's okay. I like that aesthetic. I really do. I have my own history with video. It dates back to the late 1970s when I was in the Navy. Do you guys remember seeing those films of aircraft carrier flight deck accidents? The kind of really low resolution black and white video. I was trained on that equipment. The old Ampex 2-inch reel-to-reel videotape machines that were the size of a desk. So I got this idea for a thing that I call Video Obscura. I've built a couple versions of portable camera obscuras over the years. Little foam core gaffer's tape boxes with binocular lenses, and using a primitive ground glass view screen, a piece of acrylic plastic sanded down on one side. I have one that has about a 5 by 7 inch size view screen, and It uses this homemade bellows that I had made years ago out of a thick black craft paper and gaffer's tape. It was kind of a single layer bellows experimental design. It's held up really well over the years, having been stored out in my dark room in the heat of the summer and cold of the winter. The tape hasn't come off. It's pretty rugged and still light tight. Anyway, so I have this camera Obscura that is focusable with a bellows. I had this idea that if you take a video camera, turn it upside down, because the image on a camera Obscura is upside down on the screen. Turn it upside down and mount it behind the view screen a certain distance so you can focus it, and have a light shield to totally block any extraneous light from putting reflections on the view screen. If you do that, you can do camera Obscura video, and it kind of interests me. Now you might ask yourself, well, what is the point of camera Obscura video? Well, in the case of this camera, is a Panasonic Lumix GH3 Micro Four Thirds. It's a small sensor, but you take a 5x7 view camera, it has certain optical properties, depth of focus properties, and then this binocular lens is sort of swirly, out of focus on the edges of the field of view. It only gets sharp in the middle. It's not as well corrected as a real camera lens. And so you combine all those effects along with kind of the graininess of the ground glass view screen. There's a little bit of streaks and swirls from the crude kind of sanding that I did to make it. You're going to be able to get these optical effects on video that you wouldn't be able to do with a normal digital camera lens. You're capturing a large format optics digitally. I think it's an interesting idea. It's not entirely unique. There's a guy over in England that has a giant walk-in camera Obscura that's like a tent, light tight, with a big lens in it, and he photographs the images projected on a screen in the back of it, and he does portraits that way and stuff. But this is like a little more of a smaller thing. But I need to build this into a system that is going to be one unit that I can put a camera in, suspended upside down inside the back of this unit, and then put it on a big tripod and take camera Obscura videos. I'd like to talk for a minute about this YouTube channel. I have a full-time job. I don't really need to monetize this channel. Maybe long-term, if I retire, well, I'm 60 years old, I'll be retiring in a few years. It would be nice to build this channel up to the point where it provides some economic rewards to me, but it's been non-monetized for all this time. And so February of this year, February of 2018, I submitted my channel to be reviewed for consideration of monetization. And my channel meets the criteria, both in terms of number of subscribers, which I'm very thankful for, and also the number of views in the last year. I am well above the minimum criteria, but this is now the middle of May, and they have not okayed my monetization request. It's been 4 months. And every month or so, they keep saying, "Oh, we're backlogged with videos. It'll be, your video channel will be reviewed soon, in the next month or so." And then it never happens, and then the next month they say the same thing all over again. So they probably are busy, I'm sure, but it makes me wonder, you know. It's easy to be a conspiracy theorist and wonder if, well, I don't live in New York City, I don't ride a boosted board, I don't know Casey Neistat, I'm not a young person, so maybe there's some of that, right? Maybe they are looking for certain demographics for their channels, I don't know. But anyways, I did put in for monetization, nothing's happened in 4 months, so It makes me wonder. In the meantime, I'm going to continue putting out these videos as I have been, and hopefully I'll get better. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.